Good day, friends. It's Frankie Rose. Welcome to Crime Updates. Today, I think I want to talk a little bit more about Dylan Rounds. There are so many moving parts in this case that it's almost literally like fiction. But no, this is real. This is happening. This boy was in the middle of a pack of wolves, and he had no idea. No matter how smart he was, there is no way for him to be prepared for what he ran into in that desert. I live in the middle of the mountains, and yep, there are a lot of people living off-grid, and a lot of them are off-putting. But I have the experience in life to understand and the education that life has given me, that I'm able to deal with different personalities, and I know when I'm in a dangerous situation. Always, always be prepared. Dylan did not have that experience or that education. So please remember that these opinions are strictly mine. I'm not a professional, so please research this case on your own and make your own decisions. So for those who don't know who Dylan is, Dylan Rounds is the 19-year-old young man from Idaho. He was born to Candace Cooley and Justin Rounds. He grew up in Idaho and has two other siblings. When Candace and Justin divorced, Dylan stayed with his dad, and Justin basically raised him. Dylan's dad said his father, Dylan's grandfather, purchased the land with Dylan in Lucin. Dylan spent his days cultivating the crop and his nights living alone in a camper on the property. This year, 2022, was his very first crop. Candace is Dylan's bio mom. She told Dateline that Dylan's farm had to be built up from the ground. There was lots of preparation that needed to be done. Dylan was in Lucin, and he was there to work on his plot of land. Dylan, though, has now been missing for 2 months. Dylan loved his farm. Dylan had a goal, and he had the drive in life so that he would absolutely not let anything take him away, Candace said. She also said this kid that the last 3 years has been out there in that desolate desert tearing up new ground. It's sandy desert, Candace said. It's literally people who want to be off-grid. And Dylan's one of those people. He was born to be a farmer. Candace said this in an interview on Dateline, by the looks of it. Dylan was out. Candace said, you see, since Dylan was little, he had been a farmer. It was his passion. From the time he could walk, he would try to keep up with his dad and grandpa. Dylan could drive a tractor by himself before most kids could even ride a bike. From as early as 10 years old, he was growing pumpkin patches and sweet corn, and he was selling it. The Rigby community knew every summer there would be Dylan's fruit. Justin, Dylan's father, said that while the farm was Dylan's top priority, his son would often return to Idaho to stay with either parents because of the lack of running water in his camper. But I've also heard that he was showering at Kurt Wadworth's camper in Montello. But that relationship is a can of worms. Wadsworths are an entire video, if not two, on their own. Kurt's stories are constantly changing, so it's hard to get actual facts. But again, you can check my playlist and learn a little bit more about Wadsworth and the Wadsworth clan. As far as Dylan's bio mom, she says, I'm hanging in the best I can, but the not knowing is pure torture. James Adrian Brenner is 58 and was squatting on one of the neighbors' land. It's being held on federal firearms charges. He is being held on federal firearm charges and has been named a suspect in Dylan's disappearance. There's been no charges filed, but Dylan is still a missing persons case. You know, Brenner was convicted of shooting and seriously wounding another man at a campsite in Maryland in 1986. It was a work-related dispute, according to Ellie, and James has many other convictions over the years, and he also has served federal time. This is in the records. When Dylan was not found early in the search, the investigation did start concentrating on the possibility of Dylan being a victim of crime, said Chief Deputy Cade Palmer of the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office. According to a neighbor, identified in court documents and DH, at some other point, Dylan went missing. James Brenner asked Dawn to hold 3 black powder guns and a .22 caliber rifle with no serial numbers. After the FBI contacted Dawn, or DH, he gave the weapons to them, citing past felonies and convictions. They charged James Brenner with being a felon in possession of firearms. So there is another local, Chase Venstra. He is also facing federal firearms charges in connection with the case. Authorities got a search warrant and searched his home, but this was prior to Dylan disappearing, and they found 2 guns. Then, by listening to jailhouse phone calls after Dylan went missing, police said they learned that he had more weapons that were hidden and associated with other cases. Chase has a thing about burying items that he doesn't want found. It's kind of well known in that area. He just goes out to the desert. I don't know how he marks it, but he buries stuff that he doesn't want anyone to find. Chief Deputy Cade Palmer of the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office said in a statement, when Dylan Rounds was not located during the first search investigation, we started to focus on the possibility that Dylan might be a victim of crime. So Dylan Rounds will be 20 on August 1st, tomorrow. And his family is asking everyone to plant sunflower seeds. That's Dylan's favorite, his mom said. And this will be in his honor. I've been calling and mailing out seed packets all week to people all over the country. And we have local locations where people can pick the seeds up as well, said Candace Cooley. We have had an incredible number of people join us from all over the world. Candace said that the family is waiting for the results from the crime lab, tests on some of the evidence as they prepare to plant these seeds. We're waiting for a response, she said. We are hoping that they will provide us some answers. Dylan's last communication with his family was on May 28, when he told his grandmother that he was moving his grain truck from his camping site in Lucin. Deputies found the truck in the shed about 5 miles from his camper, and they also discovered his boots about 100 yards away in the opposite direction he would have walked to get home. Dylan did do that walk often, but didn't seem to have a problem with it. He just basically dropped it off and walked the 5 miles. Dylan is 5'10", white male, weighing about 160 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. Dylan loved fishing, dirt biking, and his father Justin said that he always knew Dylan would end up being a farmer. Search efforts are expected to continue with the assistance from outside groups, such as EquiSearch and a number of law enforcement agencies, as well as many locals. I've seen many people, myself. One is Ty Corbin, who has gone overdone what anybody else would do. He's gone over and above, is what I'm trying to say. He takes the videos when he goes to these places, and Ty and his wife Phyllis, and there's another fellow, Lance, actually. They check the rail grades as they can. Everything is videotaped, and actually found Robert Brenner's burnt down trailer. Sounds like Ellie might actually be there to gather evidence. I'm not positive right now, but I'll let you know in the next video. I've also seen channels that have gone out to Lucin and Montello with drones with great footage, helicopters from YouTube. He flew over the area. He didn't find Dylan, but he did find another body. What an area. There has also been volunteers that have gone down mine shafts. Just amazing, the footage. And they're doing this to find Dylan. The effort has been immense. So the reward, I'm not too sure if it's back down to 20,000 instead of the 100,000. I've seen two different things, and I don't know if that's a good sign or not. We all know that the FBI has a lot more than they're saying. I hope it's enough to charge someone or some ones. I basically have a book of notes on Dylan now, and you can follow what I've shared on my channel. Check it out. There is a Dylan Rounds playlist. This case is moving so fast. I believe something's going to happen soon, and I'm going to go through my notes and see if I can somehow get them into a video for you. And I want to stay on top of what's happening. So please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. I do my videos very randomly. I try to do them daily, but sometimes, life back here steps in. So, yeah, it would be a big help for you to, if you want to see the content. So, for now, friends, I am going to say thank you so very much for spending this time with me. I truly do appreciate you. So for now, I'll say cheers, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.